fellas, there is a new most expensive lure in town. Just recently found out about it actually through a YouTube video. What is this man's name? I'm subscribed to him. Crazy Bass Fisher. He made a video about the Roman-made Mother Chaser Swimbait. Yes, you see the price right there? Look at that price. Look at the price tag that would be on that lure if you saw it in a store. Maybe I could have just made lures all along. Mind you, this bait is being retailed at that price. It's not just Roman Made makes it and then it's one-of-a-kind things that are being sold out. Like, they are boxing these in beautiful wooden boxes and shipping them out to other companies to sell. So that's the retail price on that bait. I find it impressive. The old Roman Made Mother, it's old now. It's many years old now, I don't know how many years. That thing was $440. This thing is $950. That's over double. You're buying two mothers and then taxes on top of that. I have to make one. I definitely have to make one. This bait will be tougher to make, obviously. Let's look at the specs. 16 inches. 1 pound, 7.2 ounces. Those are the specs. Hook size, I don't know. You know, the material the tail fin's made out of, probably silicone. The joints, I mean the thickness of the wire that it has. I don't have an example here. I should meet up with Crazy Bass Fisherman and I need an example of this $950 lure. Me and Roman Made, we're like that. We're tight. We're best buds, really. After they blocked me on Instagram, you know, just got a little bit more distant, less communication, but me and Roman Made, we're two peas in a pod. I don't think they speak English, so I think they like me. This is a great lure. When it comes to carving and the looks and the detail, oh yeah. The scales are crisp. There's even that little ridge detail. On the back there, you can see how the middle is like ridged out and detailed. I think the tail fin even has a bit of a joint thing going on where it bends to. I think I've seen video of that too. The fin's a little bit more floppy due to a joint mechanism sort of thing, design element to it. Words. And even the head shape. It's more of a mature trout, it looks like. It's not stub-nosed, it's none of the carving's blocky. It's beautiful. It's a big, beautiful 16-inch bait for $950. You know that's what would happen to me. So let's read the description. An overwhelming sense of existence, an overwhelming ability of collection fish, period. Non-standard big swim bait that inevitably reach it at last to drag out monster. It starts from cast, and a particular splashdown sound, and existence that is full of confidence. It is not stale all from the retrieve to pick up. It is mother chaser power to draw big bass that has not been seen. Unexpected action of bass. The thing, sorry, this is very hard to read. The thing that cannot be experienced before every time mother chaser is thrown out. It will happen to you. Of course you know. It cannot easily meet the super big bass. What? There is the world that can be seen because of mother chaser, which cannot tell all by the item of lure and ripless. That is, I read that correctly. Neither the experience nor the established theory apply. We are learning from completed thing now. Roman Made is seriously opposite to the fish with the conviction in a dreamlike reality. Mother Chaser is Roman Made style. And the lure that led the dream to the reality. I need to make one of these. Maybe then I can reach the communication abilities of Roman Made's lure descriptions. Here we go. Last time I had a nice little picture and a stencil and everything. I don't have that now. I cannot print off a picture. I have to look at this. And my phone won't even flip the picture. I have to look at this and draw on maple. I'm using maple, an outline that matches in a 16-inch length and all that. I'm gonna measure this with my calipers on this screen, do the ratios, scale everything up, and just try to draw this as perfect as I can just from looking at this picture on my phone. Step one, let's go. I just measured out 16 inches, but I have yet to do the calculation to find out what just the wood part of the body is. 64 millimeters. So this bait is 406 millimeters long. Let's just go with 400 to make my life more simple. Let's do the calculation. 0.16 the size. So I just need to multiply stuff by 6.25 from off of this screen. And that is how big I need to make stuff. So the tail was 8 millimeters long on the screen. So just times 8. I need to make the tail 50 millimeters long. Might as well be exact. So there, this line to this line are my parameters to draw this bait inside of. What was it? It was 6.25. I need to multiply stuff by. So now I'm going to measure the height. The thickest part of this bait is 15 millimeters on the screen. 93 millimeters tall. Oops. Made the groove, just letting my lead follow. That's the mark. That chunk of wood is the blocked out dimensions of this 16-inch bait. Now I have to draw inside of it, to the best of my ability, exactly the outline of this bait. This is going to involve a lot of drawing and erasing. Okay, there it is. I drew it out. I think I'm going to go back over this in pen, make it official, and I'm going to cut it out. Okay. I got it pinned out. Over here at the table saw, got to do some cutting. I'm going to leave a good healthy amount of material off of edges that I have to cut. And this bad boy is going to be thick. Yes, my table saw is quite off, not square. Decision time. I have no clue how thick this bait is. That is 0.75 times 3. Is it thicker than that? Isn't this 2 1/4 inches thick? Is it thicker than that? Yes. It's gotta be. Look how tall that is versus, is it thicker than that? 4 inches tall, 2 1/4 inches wide. I don't want to make it thicker than that. Glide baits work better when they got some sides to it, you know? I'm supposed to be making exactly what a mother chaser is to the best of my ability, but I have no idea how thick one is. You can't find, maybe you can find that kind of information somewhere. Let me do some research and I might find the information somewhere. One sec. This kind of information cannot be found anywhere. I'm leaving it at 2 1/4. That's probably not right, but I don't care. Just gotta rip this down now, all 3 of these. And we got our chunks of wood. A lot of wood for one lure. Time for glue up. Yep, make sure you get your 3-foot clamps out. And it's kind of important, one sec. It's kind of important to make sure you get a good glue up on these. I'm gonna scuff the edges up with some sandpaper. Really coarse sandpaper. And these aren't edges, these are the surfaces of the board. For some reason I saved my old used razor blades, so this will work good. Just get some glue on there. And yes, I'm using wood glue. That is exactly what you should be using. It's got a nice long cure time. That way it can soak into the wood, become one with the wood, and then cure. And you get a better bond. Wow, I put way too much on there. You put too much, just stop caring about it. Just putting the clamps on the center line of this bait and clamping my way down. Clamping my way downtown. Well, I guess I'll just see you tomorrow. This is gonna take a while. This is an old school marling bait video right here. 3 weeks later. This won't take me 3 weeks, I'm kidding. Maybe like 5 days, if that. Maybe I should see how fast I can do this. I might declamp this tonight. Get the carving done, get it sealed, next day, painting.
Honey, time to get up. Why won't you get out of bed, honey schnookums?
It snowed.
There's no accumulation.
You gotta know when to shut it off too. Give me that. Give me my phone.
It's the next day, you know. Sometimes you get plans to do things and then you just don't do those things. But you know, I don't think that 2 1/4 inch is really that bad when it comes to a thickness. That looks proportional. Like, it's really not that much wider than it is thick. Next up, I'm sorry everybody, I thought I was recording. 'Twas not. We got this big old bait squeezed in a vise with a joint cutting jig. That was a funny noise. Oh. That's the saw, I'm not farting. We got it all lined up. It took about 5 minutes to get that lined up really nicely. This is a giant, very cumbersome, difficult thing to work with. There's that side. Yep, I was right on that line. I tell you what. Whoa. Dude, that was first try. I fiddled around with the other side for 5 minutes, but that was first try on this side, and you cannot get any more on point than that. You're able to leave quite a big chunk of wood right in the middle and still have enough, you know, line uppage for your saw to finish that cut when you're done carving. Oh, I forgot to sand all this. I need to go do that. There, got the tops and the bottom and all the swoopsies and curvature of this bait exactly how it needs to be. Now I have to draw with a pencil the shape of this bait from the top. It's going pretty smooth. So far this is just like any other swim bait, but very big. And once again, I do not have good reference or pictures or documentation or research to go off of when it comes to what shape this bait is from the top. I've seen YouTube videos of people handling these and moving them around, and I kind of have a good idea. I have an idea, and I know what works good for swim baits in general, especially big ones. I'm gonna make a shape here. I think on theirs, this back portion here is more straight, and then it opens up into the full thickness of the body, then it comes back down to the head. I'm gonna compensate for that when I'm carving this. I think I'm gonna whittle that stuff off with a chisel. Usually ends up looking not so blocky that way. I also have to compensate for how they have their ridge. So I want to be leaving material back here, being able to leave that ridge and then carving the other detail. Leaving material sometimes is exactly what you have to be doing. You need material to work with, and if it's gone, you can't work with it. It's a pretty thin nose. What's the picture look like again? That's a cool picture. In comparison with a Roman-made mother right there, how much bigger it is. I just really need a top profile of one of these bad boys. That's Crazy Bass Fisher's video. I think he shows a good top profile. Come on now. Oh, it's got a thick head. Okay, I kind of saw it. Okay, I caught a glimpse. I now know what I must do. That's better. I'm more comfortable with that. Let's go. Let's cut this. Yeah, it's gonna get dusty in here. Chamfer lines are drawn. This is going to be the first rough carving I think I'm gonna do 2, just in the body, and then all the detail carvings later. But first I need to cut this tail fin slot. Haven't done that yet. These are always kind of nerve-wracking. Every step is a chance to ruin your bait, but this one presents a lot of opportunity to ruin your bait. That's pretty straight. It's not the straightest cut I've ever cut, but that's pretty straight. That's not straight. Oh my goodness. Whoopsie dipsy. Back on track. Come on. Yeah, we're back on track. Disaster averted. I could just cut tail slots and be a motivational speaker. Go to high schools, set up my little vise in my bench, and have a microphone or speaker. You know, one of those things that come across your face and then to your mouth. Let's get back on track, guys. Alright, I got that tail slot cut. Here comes the long, arduous journey. Of carving this thing out, roughly. There's a lot to carve here, and this is hard maple. This is gonna take a while. I'm gonna be tired the next day. Like, I'm having to put all I have into that, like all my weight, just to get those little chips off. Why did I choose maple? Well, I chose maple because it sinks well. This is a giant bait, and I'm contending against a bunch of wood, and I'm putting lead in the belly of this, so I want a lesser amount of lead in the belly to get it to sink correctly. So that's why I chose maple. But still, ugh. And if you guys are wondering why I'm carving all this and not just using my belt sander to chamfer all these edges, I don't have good dust collection in this shop. Half of this shop's air would be dust. Like, it would explode if you lit a match. It would be bad. This is a lot of dust. It's not that bad. I over-exaggerated right there. But you know what I'm saying. I think you guys get the picture though. Along this entire bait, this is what I'll be doing for the next couple of hours. Taking breaks too. I'll get back to you guys when this is all done. I'll get back to you guys when the bait's done. Just have the finished bait. We can go fishing a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to fish with this thing too. The biggest pole I have over there is a 2 to 8 ounce Savage Gear browser rod. This thing's gonna be 1 pound and 7 ounces, or there's about. I'm gonna have to be careful. Maybe I'll just, you know, have my spool open, take the bait and throw it. And then, that's just asking for a bird's nest and a snap off, isn't it? I'm just gonna be careful. That's all I can do. I'm out of breath. I still have a lot to go. I got this whole edge. I gotta finish up this one. Woo! Sharp edge was brought to big piece of wood many times, and now we removed most of the material that needed to be removed in order to get it here, and now we're sanding it to the shape it needs to be. I'm not gonna do the secondary carving. I'm gonna sand it to where it needs to be. I already said that. Okay. It's like 4 or 5 days later. That's how this channel works. It's 4 or 5 days later. I went crappie fishing for a couple days there. Worked on another video that you don't care. You really don't care. Stop it. I have the top here really flat. I left all that material there because I want to be able to make the top meet really nicely. Roman maids are, you know, they got that real nice seamless shape to the entire body. So you have to focus on that when you're carving one of these out. It's enormous. This is goofy. Can you imagine if I catch a fish with this video? That would be beyond you having to give this video a like. If I caught a fish with this, I'll make an effort. I'll try. I'll do my darndest. Sorry for the fan, it's dusty in here, but so I'm not sorry actually. We are slowly getting there. It is a large surface area to make sure of like getting every single little angle correctly. There's a lot. Okay, I spent probably 15 minutes drawing and erasing and repositioning and putting those lines on the head of this giant thing. Oh, you haven't seen how smooth I got it. Trust me, it's smooth and it's the right shape, and I got that nice little ridge and everything. I'm happy. I'm definitely happy for now with where this is at when it comes to the shape of the entire body. I feel like I can start some detailed carvings, so that's what I'm starting with. I'm going to score those lines, and I'm going to begin to carve the gills in the eye socket. It doesn't look exactly like the correct shape head, but that's once again because you have to leave material. You have to leave, like, on this one it's more narrow towards the nose and there's more shape, like things are cut in, you know? But you just have to leave all that material to do that. These are some deep carvings. It's like the carvings are also proportional to the size of this bait. For a big 16-inch bait, you remove a lot more material when you carve than if it was like a 5-inch bait, you know? I gotta trace this on some tracing paper and transfer it to the other side and do it in pen and everything, so can't forget that. There. Just have to transfer that to the other side now. All I have to do is find the perfect center for the eye hole on this side and then fix it to the bait like that. Find the right tilt, you know. All this is by feel still, but I'm gonna try to get a really good transfer to the other side. I think that's the hole. Just did one of these things, that thing, over there. You know, lined it up to the best of my ability. I tried hard, guys, don't doubt that. And put this screw in the socket there. I'm gonna do one of these, do that, get that going there like that, and then boom, done. But for real, this is kind of tricky. Having your lines on a piece of paper on the side of your bait, and then kind of bending the paper over, comparing to the other side, really just hoping this bad boy is where it needs to be. I'm looking at, you know how this was 3 pieces of wood, I'm looking at those seams, and I'm seeing how far away is that from that one. And I can try to make it match on the other side. I think I have it right there. Throw my tape down. That's it. Yep, that's it. So I'm going to come in here with a knife and cut the stencil against the bait accurately as possible, obviously. I don't think there's a single step while making a lure that you shouldn't be as accurate as you possibly can be. And that just left the mark. I don't need to go back over that with a pen. Like, I cut the fin out against the body and the scoring is right there. So there's that. It's looking pretty even too. It's just fine. I'm gonna get the rest of this cut out. Yeah, this way is pretty nice because I don't have to account for like the thickness of the pencil or pen mark. I can just cut right over a stencil directly into the bait exactly where it needs to be. And I stenciled exactly over the original marks, so this might end up being even more accurate. It looks funny because it's all scored without any markings. It's just already scored. I'm used to that. Not used to that. Hopefully this side turns out all right. I'm gonna drill those eye sockets right now though, 1/2 inch. I like my eye sockets kind of deep. Gives you some security that it's just never gonna fall off the eye. You know, after clear coat, you don't really need that security, but I just like my eye sockets deep. Leave it at that. It is 5 days later. You guys believe that? I said that this wasn't gonna take 3 weeks, but yeah. This might take 3 weeks. I've been out fishing. Me and a bunch of buddies. We don't want to miss the crappie spawn. And we want to load up on some meat. So it's important stuff, you know. And mushroom hunting, man. I need to get some mushroom hunting in. If I was smarter, I wouldn't just make my channel about lures and I'd bring you guys along with, but I'm not, so video slowed down a bit here. So right there, that's the first kind of layer of carving. I'm gonna deepen all of those carvings. I haven't even started over here. Yeah, there's the pinned out. There's the carved out right there. It's going smooth. I'm gonna keep it going smooth. been a while. It's been quite a while. I pretty much took a break from this and did a bunch of other stuff, and now I'm back at it. That's why there's been so many little cameos and hints that I'm making this mother chaser. Right now I'm just drilling the lead holes. A lot of holage for lead here. Ooh, that's a nice sharp bit. Squished the crap out of my finger because I was holding it like that, but I like that bit. Somebody sent this to me in my P.O. box. Thank you. It's a delicious bit. Like, it just ate that hard maple. Boy, I tell you what. Whew, that grabbed hard. There is all of the holage right there. Let's seal this bait. Did I show you the carvings and stuff? Did I show you like the most important thing? I've gotten it to here. See, that fin's not detailed at all. This carving's still a little choppy, but I want to seal this and then come back at it and carve more and sand it smooth and make it very clean with sealer on this wood. That's my plan. Oh, pilot holes, hardware. Duh. For this behemoth, I'll be using some pretty heavy-duty stainless steel long-shanked screw eyes. Threads going into maple like that. That's serious stuff. Makita! Oh, Makita! There you are. I think that's where they put the line tie on this behemoth, right about there. This is not a perfect representation of a mother chaser. I have no clue about all the specifics of this bait. I'm just doing my best. That's all I ever do is my best. That was a lie. Sometimes I don't do my best, but let's be real, you know? It's about trying to do your best, right? See, I just noticed this lens was smudgy, and I'm wiping it off. That's effort, you know? I could have noticed that and done nothing about it and just kept shooting the video, but I wiped it off. Effort. And I'm trying to do my best. And then the first line tie, is this music too loud? Old Tyler Childers, man. So the first hook hanger is gonna go about there. Seriously, you just look at it and guess. That's where I guessed. And then the second one, I like putting it right off of that. What would you call this? Comment below right now, what do you call that? That little bump right here. That's where I like to put the second hook hanger. It's right off of the anal bump. Anyway, I'm putting the joint connections in here. Trying to line them up nicely. Wow, that's off. Way to go. Let's get out the calipers and do that correctly. Instead of just using my finger as a precise measuring instrument, we'll get the calipers out. There we go. Mark the mark. It'd be weird to have the name mark, because that word is used a lot. I had a fish fry out here a few days ago, and we marinated that fish in Frank's Red Hot. In my garage, it doesn't reek of Frank's Red Hot. It has the beautiful aroma of Frank's Red Hot. I'm enjoying it. They need to have air fresheners that is Frank's Red Hot. They probably do. Put that in my garage. It smells great out here. Oil, fish, and Frank's Red Hot. Crappie, bluegill. Oh, greasy, but good. Next, seal this wood. We are there. We are to the point where we're sealing this wood. This is a good feeling. This is a big lure. And obviously, the bigger the lure, the better the feeling. That's what a lot of swimbait fishermen would tell you. To all of my swimbait fishing fans out there, I need to... Once again, one little drinky poo, and I'm acting like a complete idiot in front of a lot of people. I need to stop bringing these out here. It's not drunken ramblings, it's slightly intoxicated ramblings. That is a big bait. Just hanging it up right there. Usually things aren't this large when I hang them up on here. Standard sanding sealer. Crack that bad boy open. And obviously I cannot just dip this in. Just won't work that way. Wow, that just got in my eyeball. I think sanding sealer in the eyeball is not a big deal. I'll be fine. You should be wearing goggles. Put your safety goggles on. You're gonna lose your eyesight. As a YouTuber, you get a lot of stories in the comment sections about how you should wear personal protection equipment, and sometimes they can be pretty crazy. Like just eyeballs falling out and just large sections of limbs being chopped off. But mostly it's just shop teachers telling me to put my safety glasses on. I can understand. I can totally understand. It's like your job, you know? To tell kids to wear their safety equipment. That's pretty much a shop teacher's job. And I should be setting a good example for this world's youth, you know? I'll set a good example someday. Give me some time. I'm not ready yet. I'm getting there. I'm 27. That is getting there. I'm almost 30. I'm a fully grown man. I'll tell you what. Sealed. That took like 3 minutes, and I still have another piece to do. We got some holes need filling with lead. Oh no, I just realized something. This bait is too thick. Too tall, actually. I don't think I'll be able to fit that under this lead pot. Let's just make sure it doesn't fit first before I don't try. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Well, this hole's thicker, isn't it? I mean taller. This might be just fine, actually. That was close. Maybe Roman may design this bait to just barely fit under the lead pot so they can pour theirs too. This bait's full of lead. Hi, it's an untold number of days later. I don't care anymore. We got the lead in this bait, both pieces. And look at that. Look at it. It's not enough. That is so much lead, but it is not enough. Is this enough? Back piece has enough. Okay, and I'm gonna weigh these two pieces separately and then put them together. And then we have two perfectly balanced pieces that don't want to do this or anything. It's just they stay level and it just wants to swim. I got to heat up my lead pot again, but we can get this back piece perfect. It's sinking forward, very forward. Gonna use a 3/8 inch drill bit. You might as well come over here and remove lead from the front piece. So it's still right when you let go of it. The front wants to come down. This is such large quantities of stuff with this bait. I'm not used to it. But removing more lead now. Nice. When you let go of it, it has to be fully submerged first. You don't want any of the lure sticking out of the top of the water. Fully submerge it. Let it go. And it doesn't, the front doesn't come down first or the back. It's just straight fall. That's what you want. Back piece is good. Just got to get this front piece to sink now. And it needs a lot more. Like a quarter of the lure is still sticking out of the water and bobbing. So okay, we got all the lead in it. Many more holes. Lots of lead. Let's see. Alright. Was that perfect? What the heck? The belly's not even touching the bottom, it's just the hook hanger. That's pretty nifty. Here's the sink rate. And yeah, you gotta remember, all this is gonna get covered in super gluing baking soda, which sinks a little bit. Quite a bit actually. And then all the hardware, the tail and stuff, but this is such a big bait that I have great confidence that that's gonna work just fine. And I want the sink rate to be more than that. I don't like glide baits that just like sink about this fast. I like these when they sink a little bit faster. Not specifically these. This is ridiculous. I like my glide baits to sink a little faster than normal. This is a lot of super glue and baking soda. I need to stop saying how much quantities are with this bait because it's all the most. This is all more than a lot. Most. And yes, I have the windows open. The big doors open and the big windows open. And the fan's going, but that doesn't help very much. Bait makers sacrifice years off their life for nice baits. Sacrifice, people. It's good for you. Ooh, ouch. Some skin's gone right there. It's a worthy sacrifice. Give your skin to the baits. I'll be doing this for another 10 minutes. I need a belt sander, actually. Sometimes a man needs a belt sander. You know, props to Roman Maid for making such a behemoth of a bait. They spare no kahunas, whatever that means. This video has to end sometime though. It's been over 3 weeks and I'm about halfway done with this bait. I still have yet to make the mold for the tail fin. I have yet to paint it. I have yet to Painting's gonna be a big deal for this bad boy. The clear coat's gonna be a big deal for this bad boy. I'm gonna have to get my rotisserie back out. It'll work. You make it work as you go. That's how things work. Don't even need to think about it right now. Right? Unfortunately, the video has to end now. Video's over. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning into part 2. Also, if you do, this is just part 1. Did I say where I'm at with this? I don't need to. You guys saw where I'm at. On to the next. On to this bait.